Purple cotton swabs taught me a lot because as I found them in the store and was overly excited over purple cotton swabs, freaking out the lady next to me, I realized that I had a hard time making a decision if they put colors on things, because purple's awesome, but they had blue too. And then on top of it, they had pink, and I just couldn't decide. So apparently, if you make it bright colors, I'll buy it in every color. What does that say? But at least now I have 1,500 cotton swabs to use in what I'm doing, so good thing they're cheap. So I've got my cotton swabs ready to go. I'm going to be using the Gelli plate with the Curvy Stems stencil by Terry Stegmiller over at Stencil Girl. And I'm just going to start getting some paint on this and show you what I'm going to do today. One of the things that I really love, and you know I really love the Gelli plate, is how different things can become without a whole lot of effort or work. That it's just not, I can make it unique to me and even my mood. So really like that about the Gelli plate. So I'm going to stick my stencil right there, and I'm just going to take a print just as it is, just so you can get an idea of what this is going to look like. So there is a basic print with the stencil. I'm going to lift this up and I'm going to take a print of what's there. And there is some pattern in it that will make a wonderful background or a wonderful layer. And so now I've got that. So it's subtle, it's in there, but it's not like a jump out at you the way the pattern is really bold and big there. So I'm going to set those aside. Is do another, whoop, that sent paint flying. Another print with this stencil, but I'm going to use the Q-tips to help me. And I am going to put on, boy, it's the end of this bottle of paint. Tube. Maybe that's too much. Oh well. I'm going to make sure it's a juicy one so that things don't dry out on me too fast. And boy, I'm not kidding when I say juicy. Man, is that going to be juicy. Whoops. Well, we'll see if that's just too much paint or not. Fly away Q-tip. All right, so here comes the stencil. And what I'm going to do is use the Q-tips to put a pattern in here. And the Q-tip removes the paint. Now, since I have so much paint on here, my Q-tip is going to fill up pretty quickly with paint. Never fear, I have another 1,500 of them. So when it fills up, I don't mind just grabbing another. Oh yeah, there's lots of paint on this. Oh yeah. And that's one of the cool things though about the Gelli plate. If you use a lot of paint or a little paint or something in the middle, you get very different looks with it. So right there you can get a lot of different looks with one stencil, with one Gelli plate and the paint. Oh, why is that not coming up there? Well, we'll see if that comes up there or not. So with this, just kind of keep putting patterns into it. Now I'm going to come put a different pattern in the middle stem. And this pattern that I'm putting in, you can put in with really anything that won't scratch the Gelli plate. I'm using Q-tips because I got a few of them. You can use catalyst blades, tools, you can use silicone spatulas, ends of paintbrushes if you're careful. Just don't want to scratch or tear the surface of your Gelli plate, because those scratches and tears will end up showing up in your prints, unless that's what you want to do, and I guess then go ahead and do it. And, oh, something else I'm excited about today too is my workshop, Colorful Workshop Gelli Printing, is over at I Create Flicks now. So you can get right in there, immediate access. They have great support over there. And you can see all 7 hours of the videos. Actually, it's more than 7 hours. Available to you immediately with it. Things like how not to make mud. Sorry, hard for me to think, talk, and move hand. Good thing I am not chewing gum while I'm doing this. But I'll show you how to not make mud on the Gelli plate, or make mud if you want to. I'll show you how I deal with my, what I call the hot mess, those prints that just you keep working on and they just don't come together. I will show you lots of ways to use stencils, how to get different textures and looks, how to use parts of the stencils, how to layer things up, all sorts of things. I've got a few mixed media projects in there for what to do with. the papers when you've printed them. All right, so I've got pattern in there. So now what I'm going to do is come along like this and pick that up. You will also see the things that go smoothly, exactly as planned, and you will see my oops. I don't take those out because that is real, and that's what happens to all of us. So all that is over at I Create Flicks for my workshop now. And I do have more workshops in production. My staff is working on that. So there's the look with the stems now, with the Q-tip marks on it. So I'm going to pull this, oh, and as I say my staff, what that really means is me. I don't really have a staff, but I think you all knew that. Also, too, there is a great giveaway right now happening over at the Stencil Girl Talk blog for 3 stencils by Seth Apter. So be sure to pop over there if you're not already there and leave a comment to be entered for that. If you're seeing this video and it's after that giveaway is over, I recommend you check out the Stencil Girl Talk blog frequently because they love to do giveaways over there. Very generous with them, too. So if you're looking for free things, that's a great place to go. All right, let's see what I get with this one. Completely different look than that one. So let's kind of compare. So I've got those, and then here were the first ones. So I'll do them side by side for you. So this is the one, just the stencil on the Gelli plate. This is the one with the stencil with the Q-tip. So really different looks, but using really the same material as just adding in a Q-tip. And here is what's left on the plate. Very different looks, same stencils, same Gelli plate. So it gives you some ideas of things you can play with. And remember, be sure to stop by Stencil Girl Talk and get yourself entered in the giveaway. And if you're interested in learning about the Gelli plate, I've got that great workshop over at I Create Flicks. Great for beginners to get you started. And for those of you that are comfortable with the Gelli plate already, there are tons of techniques in there because it's over 7 hours of video. Well, thank you for being here. If you've enjoyed this video, I have a favor to ask. I'd appreciate it if you'd support me and my art by sharing this video. Words cannot express how that fuels my creativity.